أعزائي مستمعي ومشاهدي الراديو والتلفزيون الكلداني المحترمين، في برنامج لقاءنا اليوم نلتقي بشخصية مميزة تهم جاليتنا بشكل خاص وأبناء الكهون بشكل عام. نرحب معا بالدكتورة دينيس وايزنهنت، الرئيس الجديد لكلية جروسمونت. أهلا وسهلا. Welcome, Dr. Denise.
Oh, thank you. Welcome. Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
President Denise, she is an educator. هي دخلت مجال التدريس والتعليم لمدة تزيد على 20 سنة، حاصلة على شهادة البكالوريوس في الفن، نسميه احنا الآداب آرت، في قسم العلوم السياسية والأدب الإنجليزي. كذلك حاصلة على شهادة الدكتوراه في القانون الكاثوليكي من الجامعة الكاثوليكية الأمريكية في واشنطن. بدأت حياتها المهنية في جامعة كاليفورنيا University of California as an outreach officer، ثم انتقلت بعدها إلى سان دييغو سيتي كوليدج لتشغل عدة مناصب. سنة 2016 شغلت منصب رئيس الجامعة المؤقت لمدة 8 أشهر، وكانت جدا ناجحة في عملها. منذ 2013 إلى هذا اليوم شغلت منصب معاون العميد لشؤون الطلبة، لذلك هي على دراية واهتمام بأمور الطلبة بشكل عام. أهلا وسهلا بالدكتور أنيس. Welcome, Dr. Adis, the President of Grossmont College.
Thank you. Thank you.
My first question for you will be, can you please introduce yourself to our community, the Middle Eastern and the Chaldean community in Al Cajon and in San Diego in general?
Yes, I absolutely will. I think it's such an honor to have this opportunity to introduce myself to the entire community. I'm ecstatic. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to work at Grossmont College. Grossmont College is an amazing institution, and I think that I've had about 20 years of community college higher education experience, which I think well prepares me for the position. I will say that in the time that I have been at Grossmont, you know, when people ask me what makes it amazing, I think it is its commitment to access to all people, and that is something that is very special about Grossmont College. In my 20 years of education, I've held various positions in the community college system. I have served as was shared. I was involved in outreach, and I led the outreach efforts for the entire San Diego Community College District at that time. So it was very important to me that we were engaged in the community. So we would spend much time doing work in the community, meeting with community partners, just being present. And that's absolutely my intention and my role today, is to really, from that very early experience, really be engaged with the community. Because I think, you know, the role of a community college is really about you know, really providing and meeting the work needs of the community. And that can be done, of course, by data and all those other indicators, but it really is connecting with the people. So I really thank you for the opportunity to do that.
Welcome, President Denise, again to our community. مثل ما قدمت الرئيس أو العميد الجديد لكلية جروسمونت الدكتورة دينيس، هي أيضا كلش منفعلة وفرحة ومبتهجة بوجودها في كلية جروسمونت. ومثل ما أشارت أنه بدأت عملها في الكليات العامة، ومثل ما نسميها كليات المجتمع، لمدة تزيد على أكثر من 20 سنة. وبدأت هذا المجال بالتعاون بمنصب كأوتريتش سبيشالست، أخصائية بالتعاون مع المجتمع، وهذا أعطاها الفرصة للتعامل مباشرة مع المجتمع، وفي نفس الوقت معرفة ما هي حاجيات المجتمع وكيف تتفاعل مع المجتمع من أجل تنفيذ هذه الفعاليات وتطبيق احتياجات المجتمع. مثل ما ذكرت دكتورة دينيس أنه الكوميونيتي كوليدج يعني كلية المجتمع هي جزء من عملها مع المجتمع. فهذه الفرصة اللي خلتها أن تكون في تواصل مستمر مع احتياجات المجتمع واحتياجات أبناء الجالية من أجل تحقيق مطالبهم. So, again, welcome to our community. My second question is, what are the most common programs that Grossmont College offers? We know that we have more than 150 programs.
Absolutely.
So our community needs to know what are the most programs that we offer at Grossmont College.
You know, one thing I know about Grossmont is that it is a Grossmont has its own experience, and what makes it, you know, particularly unique and special is the faculty. So I've had the opportunity to really, in the few days that I've been on the campus, really meet a lot of incredible people. I think there's a difference, and I will talk about the programs. I think there's a difference between making sure that students are like taught and those that invest to make sure that students learn. And I think that's one of the things that makes Grossmont incredible, is that there's such a commitment with the faculty to make sure that students own the information. And that's powerful as they you know, transcend and go on to transfer at institutions and also become members of the community. And so as I think about the programs, there are a wide range, as you mentioned, 150 programs. One is the Administration of Justice program, which is a phenomenal program. Our nursing program is amazing. Our occupational health programs. Our largest program is our business program.
Thank you, Dr. Denise, President of Grossmont College. الدكتورة ذكرت أنه اللي يميز كلية جروسمونت قبل ما نبدأ بالبرامج اللي توفرها كلية جروسمونت هم الأساتذة وطريقة تدريسهم بالكلية، اللي ينظرون إلى الطلبة كاستثمار وليس فقط للحصول على الشهادة والمرور ثم الانتقال إلى الجامعة. هذا اللي أعجبها في كلية جروسمونت ككلية عامة، هو مثل ما قالت commitment of the faculty، تشبث الأساتذة والمدرسين بالاهتمام بالطلبة واعتبارهم استثمار للمجتمع بالإضافة إلى عملية التدريس. هذا يعني بالنتيجة يعطي للكلية مصدر قوي للتواصل ولتطبيق احتياجات المجتمع، بالأخص عندما يكون عندنا كادر متعاون ومتفهم لاحتياجات الطلبة. من البرامج الأساسية اللي توفرها كلية جروسمونت مثل ما قالت Administration of Justice، اللي هي الشؤون الحقوقية مثل ضباط الشرطة، المحققين العدليين، مساعدي المحاكم. البرنامج الآخر اللي مهم أيضا هو البرامج الطبية اللي هو Allied Health Programs، وتشمل 5 إلى 6 برامج كلش مهمة للجالية وللمجتمع، منها التمريض، الرعاية التنفسية، الرعاية القلبية، Cardiovascular Technology، وبرامج أخرى بضمنها التخدير اللي قد يكون في موسم متوفر وفي موسم آخر غير متوفر. من البرامج اللي تهم المجتمع أيضا هو برنامج الإدارة والمشاريع البزنس. We have Business Administration Department which is one of the best departments in the area. هذا البرنامج اللي هو برنامج الإدارة العامة وإدارة المشاريع والمشاريع التجارية، طبعا بفروع من 8 إلى 9، هذا كمشروع عام كقسم عام، بس بتفاصيل أخرى بالنسبة للطلبة اللي يحتاجون متوفرة بالكلية. So, Dr. Denise.
Yes.
I know, as I said, we have more than 150 programs. And we went through a couple of them. We have 7 more important divisions in the college. And each division we have maybe 10 to 15 departments. But not every student needs to know all these. So we went to the main and the major important programs. Now, after the pandemic is almost over, except what we have with the Delta virus now, students are eager to returning to college. And I am receiving a couple of emails, text message, calls. What is new about returning to college? I know we already have steps planned before,
Yes.
but with the new virus, Delta virus, things have changed.
Yes.
So what is our college new plan for returning to the campus?
First, I think it's important to share that first and foremost, the college is absolutely committed to the safety and welfare of our students and entire campus community.
Yes.
So we, like in so many different spaces, are well-intentioned in thinking about how we can support students when they're on campus as well as online. I'm sure many of the students who are perhaps watching the program today know that we have taken exceptional effort to provide online classes for students as well.
Yes.
We recognize too that some students, are not in a space to return back to campus, want to stay on, want to take classes online, and there are a very large, wide range coming this fall for online classes. But we also have classes in person, and we have support services as well to offer to students. So the kind of care that we're taking, in many ways, is likened to many of the things that are happening in the community.
Yeah.
We ask that people are social distanced as now. We also are, take great measure in terms of making sure that people are wearing masks, because ultimately, to feed a mind, someone has to be healthy. We understand, and we also recognize that there are health disparities in our community, and so it's important that we, take particular caution to make sure that we've taken protective measures to protect the students as well as the entire campus community. So we're very committed to that. We've been doing a lot of work on that project, and it's ever dynamic, as in many spaces, in how we approach that, but we are committed to the safety of our students and greater community.
Thank you, Dr. Denise, President of جروسمونت College. مثل ما ذكرت الدكتورة، الأولوية هي سلامة وصحة الطلبة. فالكلية تفكر بالإضافة إلى الجانب التعليمي والتثقيفي، صحة وسلامة الطلبة هي أولوية بالنسبة إلى الكلية بشكل عام. مثل ما كلكم تعرفون أنه التغييرات الجديدة في موضوع الفيروس المتحور خلت كل ما كان مخطط له ينعاد التفكير به من جدة وجديد، لكن الكلية مفتوحة بضوابط. هذه الضوابط تشمل الضوابط العامة للصحة العامة اللي هو البعد الاجتماعي ولبس الكمامات. كذلك الخدمات الخاصة بالطلاب، أكثر الأقسام مفتوحة لكن بمواعيد. الطالب يحتاج أن يسوي موعد قبل ما يروح إلى القسم المعني. الغاية من هذا هو أنه نحافظ على البعد الاجتماعي ونحافظ على الصحة العامة للطلاب. الكثير من الطلاب لا يزالون يرغبون أنه يبقون بالدراسة عن بعد، ولكن أكو أيضا طلاب يرغبون بالذهاب إلى الكلية، بالأخص اللي عندهم مختبرات وقسم من الدروس الخاصة اللي لازم تأخذ داخل الكلية. الكلية بشكل عام بكادرها من الرئيس إلى كافة مدراء الأقسام دا يحاولون جهدهم يوفرون الجو المناسب اللي يضمن صحة الطلاب وسلامتهم داخل الكلية. Okay, Dr. Denise. As you said, our commitment as a college is student safety.
Yes.
But our departments, some or all of them, are open by appointment. What is your advice for a student, if a student who wants to come to the campus, to make an appointment and come to the campus?
Well, we have a website that students can visit, and it's grosmont.edu.
Yes.
So we really encourage students to also use that as well. So that can be used for the purposes of appointments. And we have some open office hour times. But if the student is seeking like individualized, because of the health and safety needs, we're just very, very aware of protecting faculty as well as our students. And that's something that we are very intentional. So if someone wants to seek services, you can during our designated times, and we're increasingly opening those opportunities. Yes. Come do that. But, we have, our campus is something like over 16,000 students. And so we have to make sure that we have spaces for students to support them, and we do that. But we have to be very intentional in our planning. So students are welcome to, come and check out the campus, go to the bookstore, but in many circumstances, we're very aware of the public safety needs. And so we ask students to have a mask. We're moving to vaccination. These are things that the campus is thinking about and working on. So we're very intentional with that.
Thank you President دينيس. راح أأكد على نقطة أساسية مثل ما قالت الدكتورة الرئيس أو العميد الجديد لكلية گروسمونت، أنه أولويتنا هي سلامة وصحة الطلبة والكادر التدريسي والكادر الخدمي في نفس الوقت. عندنا موقع الكلية اللي هو grosmont.edu. من الطالب يدخل على الموقع ويشوف الصفحة على كل قسم من قسم الخدمات. هناك جدول زمني للأوقات اللي يكون بها ذاك القسم مفتوح، فيقدر ياخذ موعد، والمواعيد راح تكون محددة بساعات معينة بالدوام الصباحي والدوام المسائي. الغاية من الموعد هي سلامة الطالب وسلامة العاملين، وعلى الطالب عندما يجي للكلية أن يكون يلتزم بشروط الصحة العامة اللي هي أنه لبس الماسك والبعد الاجتماعي. ولا سامح الله إذا كان يشعر بأي عرض من أعراض المرض، المفروض أنه ما يجي للكلية ويبلغ الدائرة الصحية اللي هو ينتمي لها أو يراجع بها. Another question, President Denise. As you know, with the COVID Delta, we sent an email to students regarding the new information regarding returning to campus. So some students were happy, some students, they are still want to come to the college. As you said, we have more than 16,000 students. We need all of them to be safe, as we need our staff to be safe. One of the things that we advise students is to have vaccination. I need your opinion about this. Do you advise that all students need to have vaccination or not?
Gosh, I don't think that's a yes or no question, actually. I mean, it really isn't. It's such a personal opinion, a personal choice as to what a student chooses to do. We know that, there are circumstances by which some people are not wanting to get a vaccination.
Yeah.
So I think it's important that the communication is that it is really not a yes or no question. It really is, what is the choice of the individual? But yes, you are absolutely right. There is a Delta variant out there. There's COVID-19. We've all lived in these spaces, and we want to make sure that we maintain as safe of environment as we can. We've done a lot of preparation and planning as a campus. From the point that a student comes from the parking lot, there's a support person, there's someone there to help guide them and understand some of the precautions that we've taken. We are very, 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 Grosmont is committed to this community. We are committed and frankly have been the flagship in the community. We've been here 60 years.
Yeah.
We're going into our 60 years. And so that's an informed 60 years of listening to people, listening to perspectives, and trying to pivot to do what's best for our community. So we, as in many institutions, are thinking about these things. We're very thoughtful in our discussions. And so it is important, of course, and again, I'll just say that, the health decisions are an individual decision, so it's really not a yes or no question from where I sit.
Thank you again, President Denise, for this explanation. شكرا دكتورة لهذا التوضيح. مثل ما قالت الدكتورة أنه إحنا ككلية عامة ملتزمين بالمجتمع، وواجبنا هو تلبية طلبات وخدمات لهذا المجتمع. السؤال هل أنه ننصح بالتلقيح أم لا، فهو هذا اختيار شخصي. احنا نشجع الطلبة من الناحية الطبية أنه يتلقحون، لكن هذا أمر شخصي يتعلق بهم. مثل ما ذكرت سابقا أنه احنا عندنا 16,000 طالب بالكلية، صحتهم وسلامتهم تهمنا مثل ما تهمنا سلامة وصحة الكادر اللي موجود بالكلية. الكلية ملتزمة بتقديم أفضل الخدمات الصحية والعلمية للطلبة، وهي موجودة من أجل الطلبة ومن أجل المجتمع، وتعاونها مع المجتمع هو سبب نجاحها وبقائها لمدة 60 سنة، لأنه احنا دخلنا بال60 سنة من عمر الكلية لتقدم الخدمة للمجتمع بشكل عام. So, as you said, it is not yes or no question, but it is a personal choice. Thank you for this. Okay. As we said, and as you said, that the community college is for the community. Now, as a new president,
Yes.
for sure you want more students to be enrolled at Grossmont College.
Absolutely.
What is your advice for students to enroll in, and why they should enroll at Grossmont College specifically?
Yes. I'll first start with why was I a student? Like why did I choose to do that? Because I think that's important to communicate. So why I think it is important is much informed by my own kind of personal educational journey, like recognizing that I didn't win the lotto. I'm not from a super rich family or anything like that. Yeah. But I did want to make a meaningful difference. And what education did is it allowed me to have access, open the doors to opportunities that I'm not sure I would have those opportunities if I had not pursued education. Yeah. And I think that's so important to the Chaldean community. It's important to all communities to recognize that that education and when you look at indicators, what is that one indicator that can liberate one's circumstance? It's almost always education is a critical part. That and other compounding factors, of course, but education is so critically important because what education does is that it empowers not just you, but often your family. And so why pursue education? I think it's just critically important, to really, uplift your community, not just yourself. Of course, it increases your critical thinking and all these other factors. But what it does is that it is a power. And it is one thing that no one can take away. They cannot take that out of your head. There's no way you can take that away from someone. So why Grosmont? Why go to Grosmont? Absolutely. Grosmont is a phenomenal institution. I have to tell you, incidentally, Grosmont is a 2-time Aspen finalist. And I know, and what I think, one of our presidents, Barack Obama, said that is like the Oscars of community colleges. And this college has been a 2-time Aspen finalist. That is a no-joke academic reputation. Yeah. The fact that you transfer, or that our campus transfers more students to San Diego State than any other institution in the area, that is phenomenal. People all over the state, all over the world want to go to San Diego State. Yes. It is a very competitive institution. Increasingly, the grade point averages and those indicators to get into that institution becomes increasingly rigid. And just around the corner, not that far away, is this amazing community college that is committed to provide access and opportunity to get students to San Diego State. Grosmont is phenomenal. The faculty is outstanding. The community, the commitment to make sure that students go to that next place is evidenced by the outcomes that have occurred. So the fact that we're like the #1 transfer institution to San Diego State is incredible. Yeah.
Thank you, President Dennis, again for this explanation. السؤال كان لماذا الطالب يحتاج أو تشجع الطالب حتى يسجل في كلية جروسمونت أو يأخذ شهادة من كلية جروسمونت. مثل ما قالت الدكتورة أنه قسمت السؤال إلى جزئين. الجزء الأول هو لماذا الطالب أو الإنسان يبحث عن التعلم أو الثقافة اللي نعني بالإديوكيشن. مثل ما قالت الشهادة هي سلاح وهي قوة ليس للشخص وحده فقط وإنما لعائلته وللمجتمع أيضا. فقط هو ما يرفع من نفسه ويطور نفسه، وإنما يطور عائلته ويطور المجتمع اللي داير مدايره واللي يعيش وياه. فلذلك الشهادة هي السلاح اللي يمتلكه الشخص، وهي نوع من السلاح اللي لا يمكن لأحد أن يأخذه من عنده. سلاحه في الحياة، سلاحه في تطوير نفسه. هذا الجزء الأول. الجزء الثاني، ليش نشجع الطلبة حتى يروحون إلى كلية گروسمونت؟ كلية گروسمونت تسلسلها الثاني في منظمة أسبن، وهذا صعب الحصول عليه من مجموع 150 كلية مجتمع. من مجموع 150 كلية، تسلسل گروسمونت هو الثاني، وهذا هو حلم معظم الكليات العامة أو كليات المجتمع. بالإضافة إلى ذلك، اللي تتميز به كلية گروسمونت هي لها أعلى نسبة انتقال إلى جامعة سان دياغو، اللي هي حاليا من أصعب الجامعات واللي الطلبة يتنافسون بالأجل الحصول عليها. أغلب طلبة كلية گروسمونت يدخلون إلى جامعة سان دياغو ستيت يونيفرسيتي بسهولة، بحكم كونهم طلاب كلية گروسمونت، وعندهم بونص لكونهم طلاب كلية گروسمونت. فقسمنا السؤال إلى جزئين: لماذا وليش تشجع الطلبة. Thank you for this explanation. Now, as we said, and as you said, that an education is a weapon that no one can take it from you. I need your experience in that to say it and to be a role model for the other student, if it is possible. Okay?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and I think that's part of what we do when we go into higher education. You know, your actions, in the middle of
Sorry, the things that brought to my attention, because you said, I am not from a rich family, I am not from a big family with rich family, from highly educated family. So you built your way in your way. That's why I am asking this question, just to be a role model for our community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need your experience.
Would you like me to share?
Yeah. Yes, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, how like role modeling for students?
Yes.
Yeah. That is something that's very important to me, and that is something that's important to me beyond 9 to 5 at work.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you do to work in the community is important, to have conversations and reach out to students. And I think about when you say that in this, when I'm in a leadership role, like when I meet with a student, not often, but sometimes when they come in, I will just get out of my chair and ask the student to sit in my chair.
Yes.
Because I want them to feel what that feels like. Because I think that the opportunities that I have make me no different than any other student. You know, I have been fortunate, opportunity and preparation met and put me in these places. And so role modeling to me is not like a 9 to 5 thing. It is literally how you engage in life. And part of it is to demystify perceptions that education is only for this small group of people. Education is for everyone. And that we're all learning. We just started out talking earlier that we are all constantly learning. As we talk about role modeling, there's just, there's different things that I've done. I think it's important to role model to students on the campus. I like to be present. I like, I'll just I just popped into our basketball team practicing the other day. A group of young women practicing basketball. I came in, and it's just really powerful for them to see another woman involved in leadership just like they. Our student body president is another dynamic young woman, and I say to myself, what opportunities are available to support students. Something that's important to me in community college is also to be committed to make sure that students transfer. So the conversations that I have often with students are, where are you going? What are you planning to do? And also to create opportunities and systems where we all are involved, sort of organizationally, in serving as mentors. Mentors are formal and informal. You know, sometimes, you know, this is your official mentor, but I have to tell you, many of my mentors didn't know that they were my mentors. I was just watching them, you know, but I think that the traditional notion of what people think educated, you know, people who are educated, you know, are pretend to be, you know, those are notions that are not all inclusive. That we show students by our actions and our behaviors and our communication and affirmations, you know, the value of their contributions, and that they too, you know, but for a bit more schooling, can be in the same place. The average associate degree graduate from Grosmont Community College is expected to make, you know, $1.6 million over their lifetime. It's significantly more than if a student chose to, you know, complete high school. While very important, the completion of high school, but as students, you know, extend their education, that they see that, and I'll say that I've seen, you know, in my own kind of educational journey, I've done that. I've like watched other people, formally, informally, and been really motivated. So I think being a mentor, being present, that's something that's important, and I will say that that's important for our students, but also for our staff as well. You know.
Thank you, President Denise. السؤال كان كيف تكونين نموذج حسن بالنسبة للطلاب؟ الدكتورة قالت أنه من موقعي من أستقبل طلاب، أول شيء أسويه أخلي الطالب يقعد على كرسي العميد أو الرئيس وأنا أقعد بصفه حتى أخليه يحس بقيمة التعليم وقيمة هذا المكان. هذا ينطي دفعة أو تشجيع حتى يكمل، لأنه اللي يهمني هو مو فقط أنه يجي لكلية جروسمونت ويترك الدراسة بعدين. اللي يهمني أني كعميدة أو كرئيسة الكلية أنه ما هي المرحلة القادمة بعد كلية جروسمونت، يا جامعة يروح يا اختصاص ياخذ شو وقت يكمل. لأنه الفرق البسيط بين اللي يخلص الإعدادية الهاي سكول واللي يخلص جروسمونت الأسوشيت ديجري، اللي يخلص جروسمونت معدل المبلغ اللي يسويه خلال حياته الدراسية أو خلال والعمل هي حوالي 1.6، يعني 1.6 مليون، اللي هي تقريبا 4 أضعاف اللي يحصله اللي حاصل فقط على شهادة الإعدادية. هذا النموذج أنطيه للطالب حتى يعرف قيمة الاستمرار بالدراسة وبناء نفسه دراسيا ويحصل شهادة أعلى فأعلى، لأنه كل ما تزداد الشهادة كل ما دخله السنوي يزداد وحياته الاجتماعية تتغير، فأكون أنا قدوة إله وفي نفس الوقت أكون نموذج لكل طالب حتى يكمل دراسته ويجاوز مرحلة الكلية العامة. This is very important for everyone, and as you said, education is a power, and one of the things which is very important for the Grosmont College is the mission of a Grosmont College, which is changing life through education.
Right.
I need you to comment on this a few words, because personally I lived it. I have many examples of students who finish Grosmont College, finish university, even some of them they get master degree and now they are in their way for doctorate. But I need from you to fulfill this education, changing life through education. This is the mission of Grosmont College.
The mission of Grosmont is so important. It really encapsulates what we were just talking about previously.
Yeah.
Is that we're literally empowering students. We're helping to affirm that students have all they need to make a difference.
Yeah.
And in order to transform lives, I would say that it is beyond like just transforming their individual journey, but the community journey, which is so incredibly important. To be good citizens, to be involved in various aspects of organization. I would say, yes, in private industry, the contributions and the insights that students who finish Grosmont College have made in transforming lives in private industry, as well as community engagement, getting involved in politics. I mean, the thing that's most beautiful about Grossmont Community College is that it's a community-based endeavor, that it is governed by the community, that its mission is to literally transform the community through education. And what is so powerful about that mission is that it speaks to transformation and change and all the beauty that happens, but it gives you the tool and the solution of how that can be done, that it is done through education. And that is the thing that Grossmont has done.
Thank you, President Dennis. You hit a very important point, you know. مثل ما قالت الدكتورة أنه هي كرئيس للكلية تنظر أبعد من الطالب نفسه. نعم أنه حياة الطالب تتغير من خلال الثقافة والدراسة والشهادة، لكن هو عنصر واحد هذا التغيير يأثر ضمن العائلة وضمن المجتمع بشكل عام وضمن الأمة بشكل أعم. يعني الشهادة اللي يأخذها من جروسمونت كوليدج راح تغير حياته، وممكن يكون رجل أعمال ناجح في المجتمع، أو ممكن يكون سياسي ناجح في المجتمع، أو ممكن يكون قيادي ناجح في المجتمع. وبالنتيجة دا نغير مجتمع بكامله أو دا نغير أمة بكامله، وفي نفس الوقت دا نخرج مواطنين صالحين للمجتمع. We are building a good citizenship for everyone. We are beyond the community, but the community is the base.
Absolutely.
يعني بالنص الكلية المجتمع هي الأساس، ولكن هي في نفس الوقت المنبع للتوجه إلى أبعد من ذلك إلى الأمة بشكل عام. I think now it's time to ask a very tough question. I know you are new to Grossmont College. You have been here since July 1st. You are busy in many things. You don't have time even for yourself, I think so. But this question for me is very important. Each new leader has a vision in his or her leadership. So my question is, what is your vision? What is your plans for the future of Grossmont College, our community, and as you said, we think beyond that to the nation in general?
Well, you know, as I think about that question, and that's a very powerful question as we talk about what is the vision of the institution, I always think about the fact that it is informed by the community as well.
Yeah.
That I have a vision of what I see as change in terms of the future of the institution, but it is colored by the perspectives and the people that serve it. And the thing that is amazing about Grossmont is the diversity and its commitment to equity. So, you know, in terms of my vision, I'm always thinking about how can we empower our students to prepare our students for commerce to contribute to our community. So as I envision what I'd like to do to empower our community, it is very much fettered on this idea, affected by this idea of a commitment to provide the educational needs through training, career technical, through transfer opportunities to empower the East County. And that's really important. Let's face it, the unemployment rate in our community is higher than in San Diego. So the task is a bit daunting, but I know that there have been tremendous gains to reach that objective, and that I think that working together as a campus community, that's part of the solution building of how we're going to be able to achieve that. So as we talk about structurally the planning, you know, I think organizational planning is critical in doing that. Of course it is, you know, there's a part of it in which you need to like listen to learn, to figure out how to do those things, but it really is about engaging in the community, looking at systems and practices and policies that are existing on the campus and beyond the campus, identifying where those places to have a win-win between commerce and business and community and the campus. So it really is a collective effort, but it is important that I, as the leader of the institution, work very closely and have vision to make sure that those things are achieved. So that's very important to me, that we work together in order to make sure that there are fair and livable wages in our county, that the educational backgrounds, that data increases in our community, that we have a sense of community. That's a critical part. And that's important because, you know, as I said again, let's face it, that, you know, we are the purveyors of higher education in our community. So it's important that we listen to the needs of our community, which is, I mean, there's so many examples where those things have happened too. And the programs that we offer are responsive to the needs of our community. We are working on an Asian American program right now, responsive to the needs of our community. In our own nursing field, you know, language acquisition, that it is responsive to the needs of our community. And again, it all encapsulates in that great you know, vision of the of our mission, which is just transforming lives through education.
Thank you, President Denise. شكرا لرئيس كلية جروسمونت أو عميد كلية جروسمونت الحالي. وجهة نظر الدكتورة هو قالت أنه إحنا ككلية عامة عبارة عن انعكاس لحاجات المجتمع. فكقائد الحالي أو كرئيس لكلية جروسمونت حاليا أحاول جهدي قدر الإمكان أن أكون من ضمن المجتمع، أفهم المجتمع، أفهم حاجيات المجتمع وأتعامل معها حسب ما يحتاج المجتمع. تسمية الكلية العامة Community College هي معناتها كلية مجتمع، فبالنتيجة كل ما نقدمه إحنا الغاية الأساسية منه هي إنجاح هذا المجتمع. ومثل ما ذكرت سابقا، أقصد مثل ما ذكرت الدكتورة سابقا، أنه إحنا من نهيئ الطلاب، وهؤلاء الطلاب يروحون إلى الكلية من الكلية العامة إلى الجامعة ويكملون بعث الشهادات العليا. هم بالنتيجة دا يبنون مجتمع، فقط ليس مجتمعهم وإنما المجتمع بشكل عام. إذن وجهة نظرها هي التعاون والنزول إلى داخل المجتمع والتعامل معه ومعرفة حاجياته. ومثل ما ذكرت قسم من الأمثلة اللي هي برامج خاصة بالآسيويين وبرنامج بالصحة، برامج يحتاجها المجتمع، فراح نبدي نشوف شلون نقدر نوفرها للمجتمع. بالإضافة إلى ذلك اللي يميز كلية جروسمونت هي اختلاف أنواع الطلاب بها. نحاول جهدنا أنه هذا الاختلاف أو التنوع diversity، هذا الاختلاف أو التنوع نحاول أن نكون متوازنين مع الجميع، نقدم الخدمة للجميع فيما يضمن حقوق متكاملة وعادلة للجميع. Thank you, Dr. Denise, the new president for Grosmont College.
Thank you.
You have a very community sense.
Thank you.
And we are happy to have you in our community. We will try to make sometimes to share some activities in the community in the future. Because as you said, your reflection, your vision is a reflection of our community needs. مثل ما قالت أنه الكلية وما تقدمه الكلية وما تقدمه هي كرئيسة للكلية حاليا هو انعكاس لحاجيات المجتمع، فلذلك تحتاج أن تنزل إلى المجتمع وتشوف احتياجاته. فنحاول جهدنا في الأيام القادمة أن نحاول تشارك في بعض الفعاليات الاجتماعية حتى تتعرف على المجتمع واحتياجاته. My last question, Dr. Denise, I know it is too late. You have a very long day, but I need you to say what you want to our community.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, your message to the community.
Yes. You started out talking about do we need more students?
Yes.
And we need more students, but we need to make sure that our community is represented in our students. A little less than 10% of our students are Chaldean students and Grosmont.
Yeah.
And we know that this is a very strong and large Chaldean community. And so what I ask when folks are considering educational options is really just to come and check out the campus. Just come and walk the campus. I remember when I was thinking of going to college, I didn't really do that as much as I think some other students did. And I didn't always go on lots of tours and things like that. But I remember very clearly being a young girl and being in community college spaces with my siblings who went on afterwards and are now educated. So I invite the community to come and be a part of what is your campus community, which is Grossmont, because Grossmont is an amazing institution. And so I look for the opportunities, I look for the opportunities to engage in the community, to learn more about the community, to recognize our differences, but also the fact that there are so many things in common in our community. And so I really look forward to meeting families on the campus and, folks of all ages. Grossmont is an exceptional institution. And so I consider it such an honor. When you asked me to speak, I was like, can I speak? Because I was really looking forward to it, because I know just how critical the Chaldean community is to Grossmont College, the contributions, the faculty, the staff, the students. I was in the financial aid office the other day, and to hear people speak the language, it is a very empowering place for students and community to be engaged in. So I really encourage people to come to the campus. I look forward to seeing people on the campus. I walk around. I'm doing a lot of, as much as I can right now. I'm walking around and I'm saying hi and doing all of those great things. But I consider it an honor, and I have much respect for the institution. And I take this opportunity very seriously, because I know that there historically in my community there haven't been as many women of color in these roles. So I take this very, very seriously, but I think that those experiences that I've had in my life helped inform how I engage with other communities. So I really look forward to the opportunity to learn and listen and engage anymore with the community.
Thank you, President Denise. الرسالة اللي تحاول أو تحب توصلها للمجتمع تقول أنه أكيد إحنا الكلية محتاجين إلى الطلاب، لأنه بدون طلاب ماكو كلية. وحددت بالأخص الكلدان أو الجالية الكلدانية اللي موجودة في إيست كاونتي وفي الكهون. نسبة الطلاب بالكلية أقل من 10%، less than 10%. رسالتها أنه هذا العدد يزيد إلى أكثر من 10%، فلذلك تدعو كافة أبناء الجالية أن يجون إلى الكلية، يشوفون الكلية، يشوفون أقسامها ويسجلون على الكلية، ليس فقط من تحسين وضعهم الاجتماعي، وإنما حتى يتحسن وضع المجتمع بشكل عام. الكلية وبممثلة بعميدها أو رئيسها مستعدة أن تسمع من عندهم وتناقش آرائهم وتبني على أساسها. فلذلك ترحب بكل أبناء الجالية بالقدوم إلى الكلية والتجول فيها وزيارة أقسامها المختلفة، وفي نفس الوقت تشجعهم أن يسجلون على الكلية لتحسين وضعهم الاجتماعي في نفس الوقت. قالت أيضا أنا مندفعة وبانتظار أنه أشارك في فعاليات المجتمع حتى أعرف وأتعرف على أبناء الجالية ونشوف نعم اكو اختلافات بيناتنا في ثقافاتنا، ولكن العامل المشترك بيناتنا كبشر هي أكثر من الاختلافات. فأنا بفارغ الصبر أنتظر حتى أشارك بالفعاليات الاجتماعية للجالية العربية والكلدانية اللي موجودة في الكهون، وفي نفس الوقت أسمع لهم واستمع من عندهم حتى أقدر أقدم لهم خدمات أفضل.
If I can add,
yes.
I'd also like to say that, I was just sitting here thinking we talked quite a bit about COVID, and we know that, one of the unfortunate circumstances of COVID is so many people have lost their jobs. Mm-hmm. So many people are so much unemployment, and people are looking for skill retraining. And that's something that Grossmont does an extraordinary job. We have a lot of short-term programs that students can pursue. And so I think that's important. As we talk about transferring, which sometimes can take 2 years, we also have short-term programs that people can pursue.
We have one semester programs.
Yes.
بس الدكتورة عقبت على شيء كلش مهم، وهي ذكرتني به اللي تهم الجالية، وهذا يدل على مدى اهتمامها باحتياجات الجالية. ذكرت شيء مهم جدا، هو أنه خلال فترة الكوفيد 19 هواية فقدوا وظائفهم واضطروا أنه يعيشون على مساعدات محدودة. الكلية توفر برامج لفترة قصيرة اللي هي سمستر واحد أو سمسترين، برامج تدريبية ومساعدات للتوظيف بحيث تساعد هذه العوائل على الحصول على الوظيفة بأسرع وقت ممكن، أو الحصول على شهادة خبرة أو تأييد خلال 6 أشهر أو سمستر واحد تأهلهم للعمل. فهذا يبين على مدى اهتمامها بأبناء الجالية حتى يحسنون من وضعهم الاجتماعي. Again, this shows how much you care about your community and you are trying your best to serve them in the best way available or you can offer. What I need from you now before ending our meeting is, what is your last commitment and comment for our community in general, not only the Chaldean, for the Middle East, for the East County and the Chaldean?
Much of what I said earlier.
Yes.
And that is, the importance of education in this society is critical. And that, the magic of public education is that it is accessible and affordable. And so, the state of California has invested, billions of dollars in the California community college system. It is the least expensive community college system in the country. So students can go to school for a fraction of the cost per unit. And those same units, because of our accreditation status, can be the same units that will transfer them to the University of Southern California, which is a lot more than if they go.
Yeah.
So I'd say that, if you're thinking about, as we all are committed to empowering our communities, which is critically driven often by our own wills and our desires to help others. And for many people, I, like many of you, are driven to empower my community and to do better for myself and generations to come. Community college is such a sensible option to uplift your community. And there is, of course, there's the cost, but we also have financial aid. We have an extraordinary program called the Promise Program, in which will pay for students free of cost for the first year. Our President of the United States right now, his wife is a community college faculty member. She's an English faculty member. And so it's just an extraordinary place. And I say that as you think about opportunity, and as you think about opportunity in the land in which we all share, it is a place to grow, not just from an economic lens, but also your own self-development. And those contributions and learnings that you learn, the critical theory that you learn in the classroom, be it the phenomenal math and English programs that we have, the Arabic classes that we teach in the allied health professions, those classes, biology, those are all critical things that you can bring home and you can empower your community. And that's really, to me, what higher education is all about. It is about uplifting communities. Communities sometimes who may feel that they don't always have the same voice, don't have the voice that they think that they need to have. This is the place by which you can transform and change lives through education. So I encourage members throughout the Middle Eastern community to think about community college, because it is such a sensible opportunity that can affect you and generations to come. I have the opportunity sometimes to hear people who've come back and who've graduates, and just hear like what the experiences have done. Some students go the traditional method. Some people have been previously incarcerated, have had all these challenges, have had issues with addiction, all these other circumstances. But this is a place where people can reset, and it's such a great Grossmont is such a great institution. So, I really encourage you, and I encourage the greater community, that this is not, folks like me sometimes don't always want to do things just for self. That's not my thing. It's really about uplifting others, and this is about uplifting others because through education you gain gravitas, be it through influence, your ability to impact the greater community, make contributions, which I think so many of us are striving to do.
Thank you, President Denise, for this. I don't want to say commitment, but it is really a commitment of community college. اللي قالته الدكتورة دينيس كلش مهم، وراح أحاول أنه أترجمه بشكل دقيق. هي تقول أنه الكلية العامة هي فد شيء جدا مميز وحساس في نفس للمجتمع. في نفس الوقت هي مثل ما ذكرت سابقا أنه لا تؤهل فقط الشخص، وإنما تؤهل عائلته وتؤهل المجتمع والأمة بشكل عام. فلذلك من تفكر بالكلية العامة تفكر بها من جانبين: الجانب أنه كيف تسهل الأمور للناس أو الطلبة حتى يسجلون على الكلية، وفي نفس الوقت كيف توفر الظروف حتى يكملون هاي الكلية ويعبرون إلى مراحل متقدمة أكثر. feasible and accessible. It is very important to baseline that we need. فلذلك اللي تفكر به هي كرئيس وعميد جديد للكلية العامة هي شلون تأهل وتوفر هذه الظروف للطلبة حتى يقدرون يسجلون على الكلية العامة وينجحون بالكلية العامة ويكملون ما بعد الكلية العامة. لأنه هي مثل ما قالت أنه بناء الشخصية والمجتمع يبدأ بالكلية العامة، ولكن يجب أن يستمر إلى ما بعد الكلية العامة. فلذلك تشجع الناس بشكل عام أنه يسجلون على الكلية العامة، لأنه هي الخطوة والأساس اللي يخليهم يتقدمون إلى مراحل أعلى وأعلى، وبذلك ما يخدمون نفسهم فقط وإنما يخدمون المجتمع والعائلة والأمة بشكل عام. At the end of this meeting, I have to thank you not only by my name but by the name of all Chaldean and Middle Eastern people in Al Cajon, by name of our community, and we will try hand by hand to work together to make a Grossmont College not only the second but the first in from the community colleges in California. Thank you again for your time, for sharing your vision, your commitment to make community college accessible and feasible for our community.
Thank you.
بالنهاية نشكر الدكتورة دينيس وايزنهانت لحضورها إلى هذا البرنامج والتعريف عن نفسها وعن كلية جروسمونت، وفي نفس الوقت أبدت تعاونها لخدمة أبناء الجالية بشكل عام. Do you have last word?
Thank you for the privilege to come and talk, and I look forward to working with the community more, but I think an indicator will just see you in the community. Look forward to seeing people in the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Denise, the new president of Grossmont College. الدكتورة تقول شكرا لإعطائي هذه الفرصة للتواصل مع المجتمع، وإن شاء الله في المستقبل تتوفر لي فرص مباشرة للتعامل والتعاون مع المجتمع. أعزائي مستمعي ومشاهدي الراديو الكلداني، شكرا لكم ولوقتكم للاستماع والمشاهدة. رجاء إذا كان لدى الأخوة المشاهدين والمستمعين أي سؤال أو استفسار فنحن بانتظار أسئلتكم للإجابة عليها مع الشكر. We are waiting if there's any question or comment. Okay?